Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Pop Spot, where we pop about all the spots we love in the local independent professional wrestling. I am your guy that's going to be sitting here in a chair, Andre C. And right over here is the guy who's pretty much running this whole thing tonight. It's AWS. How you doing, sir?
I'm feeling great. I'm a little tired. My calves are killing it right now. They are very solid after 2 or 3 days of probably walking way more than I ever expected to walk.
Hmm.
KDays was a lot of fun this year. Honestly, there's so much. There was so much good there was gaming stuff. I got to meet a lot of independent game developers from Edmonton and BC. That was a lot of fun. I got on a few of the rides for the first time in like years because I've dropped enough weight to ride the rides.
Nice, nice.
Uh, Obviously the food at KDays this year, I'm telling you, fucking ace, amazing.
What was the
But
best part about KDays?
yeah, the best part about KDays is actually what we're talking about today. Top Talent Wrestling at KDays presents SLAMFEST. 2 days of top talent wrestling to warm y'all's souls.
Yeah, so
It,
I didn't get to attend either days because again I had work and life and just
mhm.
was not available. Things happening in life that I was wanting to come out for the Tuesday show for Shotzi, but I couldn't. Life just got in the way and I couldn't make it there. So Ada was gonna be rolling through all of it. So you ready to get started? Ready to start talking
I
on the
am
matches?
leading the show today, and
Like it's like last time.
yeah, I know this is crazy. 2 in a row. Don't expect this every time, but
Oh, I'll be back.
I
We'll be back to again. It's not like it's bad, but I'll be back taking notes again for the next time because we'll be at the Love for Wrestling, and I'll be taking notes
yeah,
because
I'm
I'm not working
excited
that
for
show.
that.
Yeah,
That'll be
let's
my
get into
first
it.
love show. So we begin not with this match, but I have one thing to note for both days. I'm gonna have some small notes about the experience and about the pop-up matches. Firstly and foremostly, experience for the whole of both days. It was honestly super fun, super casual, the most casual I've ever felt being at a top event. Because usually with top talent, it's very high production value, very professional, facing forward. Uh, but with KDays, it was very open. Obviously, it was open air. There was a lot more ability to have banter and talk to a lot of the guys. There was just a lot more availability on that front. This time, as compared to last year, because I did go to last year's Slam Fest, they had a lot more protocols in place. They had actual railing around the ring as opposed to it just being out there like it was last year. They had a separate tent area for actual merch sales and meeting the wrestlers, which makes sense because last year they didn't have actual main cards. The pop-up matches were about what you'd expect for a pop-up matches. They basically felt like any sort of mid-card top talent wrestling event matches. They were fun. There were a lot of wrestlers that got a lot of traction and a lot of experience that didn't really get to work a lot on the main card. I want to shout out 3 specific people that made sporadic appearances on the main card as replacements or just were not featured on the main card in terms of one person. Edward Wild III is a name you'll be hearing me talk about a lot this show because he is one of 2 people, the other person being Krieger, who worked all 8 shows. He worked matches on all 8, including all 6 pop-up matches. So good on you guys. You carried those shows. The second name is Ezzy Decibel. He worked a bit less than Edward Wild, but he's one of those homegrown top talent guys. He's been improving a lot, and he's got this new sort of look. He's got like a flat cap and like a brown leather jacket, kind of like straight out of the movie Taxi Driver. Kind of. It was a really gritty look. Not saying that he's Italian. We'll get there. But he had a great look, and he's improved a lot. The third name is a name you actually are familiar with. Lone Star Scotty Ace. He got to work all of the pop-up shows, but he never made it on the main card. So I wanted to make a special note. Scotty, you held up a lot of those shows. You improved significantly, and I'm very proud of you. Really good job, Scotty.
Nice.
But with that, we have one note on the pop-up matches. There was a pop-up match, Son of Irish Cody Garcia versus Harlan Abbott. Harlan held up Soy in a vertical suplex position for, no joke, over a minute. Because we counted pretty slow. We counted to 60, but we counted a little slow. So I think he was held up for about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So you could see how red Cody's face was at the end of that. So that was the coolest spot on day one of the pop-up matches. But we move on to the main card, SlamFest Day 1. First match, the Scottish Killshot Krieger versus the Omen Gabriel Lestat. Now, we have to begin with Krieger's his ability to call in response to the crowd. He popped me a lot on these shows. The main thing from this match in particular, there it is. This match in particular is at one point one of the fans called him Shrek, and the whole crowd, like, he got the whole crowd into it. They started chanting Shrek at him, like, obviously Shrek. Definitely because of his Scottish accent. And I love that later the next day on his socials, he was talking about, thank you for comparing me to Shrek, because we're clearly both generational talents and awesome wrestlers.
Yeah, Shrek was a hell of a pro wrestler in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, he had a whole bit where he was in a wrestling ring beating people up to Ronda Rousey's music. That was fun. So we start off the match with it's definitely the story of the match is Omen's agility versus Krieger's raw power. And there's a lot of the test of strength. Krieger, they lock up and he immediately pushes Omen across the ring. Very cool, very 80s storyline, and it very cool. Let's see here. At a point, Krieger takes control with brutal clubbing offense. Pantomimes the okay, I'm gonna skip that note. That
this
is
hand signal?
Yeah, the hand
one?
signal thing.
Is it this one?
Yeah. I think it is that one. I think it's just the flipping the crowd off, and the crowd roared in disapproval. We get Omen coming back, and we get my favorite spot that Omen does. He throws Krieger into the corner, and he pulls the tarantula onto Krieger, which we've said a lot of things about Omen, and I still do for the most part enjoy his work. The tarantula is my favorite move of his. I think he pulls it better than I've seen anyone in Edmonton do it. In fact, I don't think anyone in Edmonton has really done it besides him. But that doesn't mean anything. It was really, really good. I believe Omen hits his comebacks. He hits the sling blade, and he hits a big top rope splash. And the Smalls counts 1, 2, and literally it's like an inch and a half away from a 3 count. So it's like 2.999, and the crowd just roars in disapproval and are just like, fuck you, Smalls. I'm like, dude, come on. He reffed every match. Like, across both days, Smalls was the only referee. He reffed 31 matches in 2 days. Give him a break. Let's see. Yeah, but we come back. Omen takes control back again at the end of the match, hitting a twisting. So it's he bounces off the rope. He flips over Krieger. So like he ducks under. Krieger grabs him and he like rolls up and over his arm, grabbing him and cinches him into a twisting reverse DDT for 1, 2, 3. and the win.
Otherwise, it's known as a Destino.
Well,
It's Naito's Destino.
that's what Destino is. Okay, you learn something new every day. You'd think I'd know that, but
So you know.
yeah, I appreciate that. Destino. Now I know what that is. But yeah, he hits Destino for the win. It was an okay match. Not a lot to talk about. Krieger still doing phenomenal with the taking control of the crowd and making everyone just react loudly. It was good. So we move on to match number 2 of the evening. We have Real Talk, Dean Richter, and El Lobo, Andy Anderson, taking on Son of Irish, Cody Garcia, and my man, Othias Jones. Now, this match was very interesting because earlier in the show, Dean and Andy tag teamed against a couple of people. I think it was Scotty and someone. They really ramped up the fact that everyone in this crowd needs to hate them. And a lot of people, because the thing with KDays is, everyone comes and goes, but a lot of people came back for the main card. And everyone was just hurling abuse at Andy and Dean. They were just chanting baldies at them. Go to bed, go home, retire. It's just riling the crowd up, and that's exactly what they're super good at.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Othias Jones, unless I'm wrong. This is Othias Jones' first actual Top Talent wrestling match, because at the last show he was supposed to get his first match, and then Andy came out and ruined that. So Othias finally gets his shot, and he's teaming with the technical god of Top Talent, in my opinion. He's the lucha god, at least, Cody Garcia. And they're taking on who I lovingly called El Fisters, which I think is kind of dumb in hindsight. So we get, at the beginning, we get Othias. He manages to push Andy into the corner, and he starts chopping him repeatedly. And then we get the point where he does the rocks, he spits in the hand, and then he chops. That was cool, and I think that's something I don't see a lot. Weirdly enough, Othias and Cody have a lot of they take real control at the beginning and absolutely dominate for a while until Dean and Andy take back control with a hilarious wheelbarrow choke spot. So it's like Andy picks up Cody in a wheelbarrow position. So like his legs are here and then picks him up and then over the middle rope, and Dean starts just choking this guy on the middle rope. And they're just both into it, and they're just like cinching it in such a way that it looks hilarious. And I just was laughing the whole time it was in. We get a massive backdrop from Andy. I think he throws Othias about 10.5 feet in the air. He basically ejects this guy. It's like he just stepped on like a spring on the ground, and he just yeets him up into basically the stratosphere, and he lands flat back. And just the sound it made, and that's the thing, like the open air, it made the ring sound even louder for some reason. You'd think that would make it sound quieter, but it felt more raw when it's louder like that. We get the eventual buildup of the hot tag. Othias is beaten down, and we finally eventually get the hot tag to Son of Irish. Cody comes in. He hits his big comeback kick combination into his really awesome-looking sling blade. And then Soy gets beat down again. We build up to a second hot tag to Othias. Othias hits his comeback stuff. Hits a big splash on Andy, and then Cody gets back in. They both stack on Andy, and then Smalls counts 1, 2. They kick out. But eventually the heels get back into control, and the big finish is they go to do the AOP where they get the power bombs up, and then they hit each other with the power bombs. But Cody and Othais counter those into Ranas for another 2 count. They immediately get back up. Andy hits the Dominator on Othais as Dean throws Soy over the top rope, and Cody's foot gets tied up in the top and middle rope, so he can't get out. And he's like trying his best to get out. He barely gets out, but he can't get back into the ring as the ref counts 1, 2, 3. Dean and Anderson win in a honestly very entertaining tag match. It was very good. Strong, very good. But we move on to match number 3. Relentless Riley Rose versus the German powerhouse Kat Von Hees. I almost called her the German Juggernaut. That's someone else. That's Moses Luke. But yes, Riley Rose versus Kat Von Hees. Now, the last time we talked about top talent, I was not the hugest fan of Riley versus Elena Black. My first thought was, will this be better? I certainly hope so, because I like both of these talents. They're both very good. So the match starts off with Riley taking control. She gets Kat onto the ground, and she goes to do a headlock. But instead of doing a headlock on the ground, she like hooks her fingers into Kat's mouth and like does like a mouth stretching like spot. That looked really cool, honestly. I wish I'd taken a picture of that. We get the Riley continuing to put in a lot of like slow rest holds and, you know, trying to take control the grind out way, the Randy Orton way. But Kat eventually builds up a head of steam, comes back. Kat hits the 3 German friends, or the 3 German Freunde. It's the 3 amigos, in case you didn't get it. We get Riley goes up to the top, but Kat and tries to hit a big splash. Kat catches her, pops her up for a power bomb, hits a really nice looking sit out power bomb for the 2. This match goes on for a little bit longer like this, and we get a Riley comeback spot. Kat goes up to the top rope. Riley hits Kat, hits a top rope Frankensteiner, then immediately picks Kat up, rolls her into the Sister Abigail.
Nice.
For 1, 2, 3. Relentless Riley Rose wins the big match. And yes, it was better than that other match. Not in terms of work rate, but in terms of my enjoyability. They were about the same.
Nice.
But,
nice.
Yeah, any thoughts? Any thoughts?
No, I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan of Riley. I liked her and Elena Black. I thought it was a good match personally, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. We move on to match number 4. I love how you edited that. We have Bobby Sharp versus Big Jesse Youngblood versus, here he is, Edward Wild III in his first of 2 appearances tonight. So this was originally supposed to be Bobby versus Jesse versus Sheik Shabazz.
I don't see Sheik on there anywhere.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, but Sheik unfortunately could not make it.
Well, they went from one bald guy to another.
Yeah, they basically did. Here's Edward. He's based out of Prince George, British Columbia. He's been wrestling for about 1.5 years. Nice. He's been doing pretty well. He's got like the gladiator / nobility gimmick. He's got a sword that he draws as he comes out. He's got a really cool gimmick. Honestly, I'm very happy about that. The match starts off and we get a bit of a walk and brawl. It builds up to a point where Jesse has Edward on the top rope. Edward tries to do a sunset flip, but he can't get Jesse over. He stands back up, goes to try and hit a German on Jesse, which, I mean, that's even less likely. Bobby goes up to the top rope, flips over both of them, and hits a beautiful double sunset powerbomb where he power bombs Edward, and with the force, they both German Jesse over. And it was a really cool car crash spot.
Nice.
What else do we want to talk about here? We get a really nice double team submission from Bobby and Edward. Bobby locking in the single leg Boston Crab on Jesse, while Edward rolls onto the front of him and cinches in a nice looking crossface. It was a really cool looking spot, and they had him in that for about like 30 to 45 seconds. They break out. But the match goes on like this, for a while, with Jesse taking control, and then it's just like they just swap people out every once in a while. It's just a constant frenetic offensive one-on-one. But we eventually do finish with Jesse Youngblood hitting a beautiful Falcon Arrow onto Edward for the 3 and the win in a very good triple threat. Very entertaining.
And I think Jesse calls that his Jesse driver. I think.
Yeah, it's the Falcon Arrow. It's not the Michinoku driver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be it. No, because the Jesse driver is like the
brings him down,
the
like, has him up, and then
driver.
Goes,
this was just a straight up
okay.
Arrow, a suplex into a dropping forward situation. It was like but we do move on to match number 5. And this match was the Top Talent Wrestling Championship match. It was hello, are we so we move on to match number 5 of the evening of night 1. It was for the Top Talent Championship. It is the King, the Top Talent Champion, the King of Top Talent, Weston King, versus the healer, Harlan Abbott. There was a lot of really good spots in this match, but it very much felt like and I apologize, but these guys have wrestled a lot. It felt like every other Harlan Weston match I've ever seen. There were cool spots. There was dueling Canadian destroyers where they both just hit a Canadian destroyer on each other, and honestly, Weston's looked better. So good for him. There was let's see here. Harlan, that's the finish. We have King hitting a Baron Corbin-esque end of days for 2. And at this point, Mike, our friend Mike Wright, not Mike the ref, but Mike Wright, was sitting next to me for this match. And him and I were just talking about how we think that it would be a really cool idea if Weston just started stealing moves from King of the Ring winners.
Yes, I wanted to see him do a Regal stretch.
Yes, I want to see him do a Regal stretch. I want to see him break out the one and only.
I want to see him start doing. Oh, he needs to start doing the Edge-O-Matic.
Yes, just start breaking out a bunch of really.
You can do a Famouser.
Yes, do a Famouser. Just break out all of the King of the Ring winner moves. Just do it.
So good.
You can have that one for free. You don't need to pay me royalties. I know you're not going to. Gutsy needs the money. Just have that one for free. It's on me. But we get to the finish. Harlan cinches King up for the healer driver. He even does the thing where he lifts him up a bit higher and then drives him down. Goes to roll him up for the cover, but King was playing possum, cinches Harlan over into a small package for the 3 and the surprise. Well, it's not really a surprise, but the clean win from the King himself.
Nice.
It was really good. And, what Gussie wasn't even out there for this match. Like, he didn't need Gussie's help this time because Gussie had been out with him the two of the times in the pop-up matches. I don't know if it was just Gussie wasn't feeling good because his ankle is still injured, or what the deal was. But Weston was by himself this time, and he proved that he can beat Harlan by himself. I think Harlan should be moved to the back of the queue, and they should give other people shots at King's belt.
Yeah,
Because I think he's proven himself now. He is the de facto king of top talent.
yes.
But we move on to match number 6.
The real main event.
The real. Honestly, the other match was really good, but this was the main championship match on the night. Our main event for the Jericho Cruise Oceanic Championship match, which I think is kind of weird because isn't that thing supposed to be defended over water?
No, it's just a championship that was created on the cruise. It can be defended anywhere.
Okay, I thought that was just part of the rules that it had to be defended on water, but
as far as I know, no, could be, but I just know it was creative. It was won in a tournament during the cruise, so
that is a fair point. But it is for the Jericho Cruise Oceanic Championship match. It is the champion Kid Chocolate Mo Jabari versus Ultraviolence himself, Mitch Clark. And this match was the de facto best match on the night, technical wise. Mo, he's back. It's his first time that we've covered him on this show, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a few months.
He's been all over the place.
Even though he has a top talent championship,
he's the king of the triple threats.
He hasn't been on the Edmonton shows in the last couple of shows that I remember.
Yeah,
I missed 2 shows ago, so he might have been there, but he wasn't the last show.
Yeah, he is actually. I saw it today. He is defending the king of the triple threats on the 22nd against Krieger and a guy from Toronto. I think his name is like Mark Wheeler.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, this match is very, very fun. We have Mitch's crisp, technical, brutal offense versus Mo's high-flying power moves. It was a very fun match to watch. There was a lot of notes to take. We get Mitch with the British Bulldog running power slam for 2, and it looked crisp. It looked exactly like Davey Boy's. It was
nice.
Very nice.
And it's kind of perfect because Mo really emulates Brett now. He's trained with him and everything, so he's very much a Brett emulator. So the Bulldog versus Brett, I like that.
Yeah. Later on in the match, towards the end, we get Mo beating down Mitch, and he hits the Shawn Michaels forearm onto Mitch, and they both go down. And then Mitch sits up like the Undertaker. And immediately I just put in my notes, oh my God, under violence.
Like, not the violence taker.
Oh, it was super awesome. And then towards the finish, we get the really awesome Mo gets up, beats down Mitch to the point where he's on the ground. Mo goes outside all the way up to the top of the stage, up over the ramp, and he hits the ECW Heatwave 98 special, the Masato Tanaka, running all the way down the apron to hit a beautiful lariat over the top rope onto Mitch. And honestly, it looked really cool. It's one of 2 really cool spots that utilize that long ramp on these days. We'll get to the other one on the next show. But the finish of the match was after that big lariat, Mo rolls Mitch into the middle of the ring. He gets up onto the top, onto the turnbuckle, hits his really crisp-looking Randy Savage elbow, goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3 for the win and the retention of his belt. This was the best match on the night, no contest.
Nice.
Obviously, we love Mitch here. We love Ultraviolence. He put up a really good offense, and the crowd was getting to him a little bit, but he wasn't really paying much attention. He treated this as a title match. He was very serious about it, and he almost got it. He almost did win this belt. So
the people just don't understand how good Mitch is, and they can't comprehend his greatness that they boo him because they can't comprehend the greatness of Mitch Clark.
they
That's what it
can't
is.
comprehend the greatness that is the Spindly Binley.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, come on. But as all things do, they must come to the end, and we have reached the main event of day one of SlamFest. It is the Hellion Ava Lawless versus the ballsy Indy God herself, Shotzi Blackheart.
No, she stole that from Matt Cardona.
She won that from Matt Cardona.
She stole it.
She came out not she didn't come out on a tank, unfortunately. That
Boo.
yeah, boo. Like she could have just like borrowed one of the army vehicles and just rode that. That would have been fun. But no, she came out with the she had a cast on her arm and it had Indy God written on it. That was really cool. They were playing with this cast a lot. Like there was a lot of arm spots in this match. Let's see.
Is she doing like a Bob Orton Jr. thing?
I don't know. She wasn't really utilizing it as a weapon. I think it was just like
Okay.
something just to symbolize that, you know, she won the title of Indy God from Cardona in that one match.
Stole it.
Stole it, whatever you think about it. We get Shotzi taking control early and hitting one of my favorite Jeff Hardy moves. The move where she splits the legs and she hits that cinched double leg drop onto the stomach / groinal area. I always loved that move from Jeff.
Abdominal area.
Okay, abdominal area. I'm sorry, I'm so crude. I had a lot of fun, honestly. I was kind of out of it by the main, so you can forgive me for that one. We get Shotzi riding this is basically a showcase match for Shotzi if people don't know who she is. She hits a lot of her big moves. She hits a really nice looking backpack sleeper where she jumps onto Ava's back and rides her while holding the sleeper on for about like a minute and a half until Ava eventually bucks her off.
That's great.
That was super fun. We get to the finish of the match where Shotzi she gets Ava knocked down, builds up a big comeback spot, gets up onto the top rope. She does her pose, and then she hits the top rope senton onto Ava. Then she cinches her back up and hits I don't know if she has a name for this move, but it looks sort of like a fisherman buster meets a DDT, where she like cinched her up and then dropped her like it was a half brain buster into a DDT position. I don't know if that's one of her big moves, but this was the move that Shotzi won on this night. Shotzi picks up the big win in the main event, and that was the end of SlamFest Day 1. Very fun night. Very interesting matches. Nothing really felt like anything. It didn't really feel like anything was at risk. Nothing was lost, but nothing was gained. And I normally that sounds like it's a review for a mediocre show, but this was a lot of fun, honestly. And obviously the show ended, and Shotzi still stayed around. She even went around and walked through the X because she seems to really love this city. And I got to talk to her after the show for a few minutes, and we chatted about a few things. We chatted about horror movies. We chatted about Edmonton as a whole. She just she really loves Edmonton, and she's absolutely more than willing to come back to wrestle for not just Top Talent, but for maybe other promotions as well. And I find that just wonderful. Awesome. I'm glad that she likes the city.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So that was day 1. So we move on to day 2, and day 2, I have 2 pop-up notes from the pop-up matches.
As 2 notes for day 2.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So two things. First, from the first set of pop-up matches, it was I forget who Krieger was facing. I think it was Krieger and Scotty. It usually is Scotty when it comes to the pop-up matches. But Krieger and Scotty were having a match, and Krieger gets a chair from outside. He rolls into the ring, and then he's going to hit Scotty with it. And Scotty is like cinched, doubled over on the ropes. He goes to swing the chair, and Scotty dodges out of the way, and he does the Stone Cold hit himself in the head with the chair.
Nice.
That was perfect. And the second note I have was, it wasn't necessarily a move or a spot, but I did want to tell you that there was a 6-man tag to add to main event, the third pop-up show. And we had the absolutely massive trio of Krieger, Sheik Shabazz, and Mitch Clark as a team. It was super good. It was a super awesome 6-man tag.
It's a weird team. Because, like, being that we watch practically everything in the city outside of Monster Pro. Like Mitch is who he is at top, but then he's a good guy at RCW where he's feuding with Soy, who's teamed up with Krieger there. That just throws me off.
It's such a weird eclectic thing. You get like the RCW face of Mitch now in top as a heel. We get the quintessential heel of both promotions with Krieger, and then we get the love guy with Sheik. And honestly, they tore it up. It was a very nice 6-man tag. But it's not about the pop-up matches. It's about the main show. And we begin with match 1 on day 2 with an absolute barn burner. Ultraviolence Mitch Clark versus Son of Irish Cody Garcia. 2 of my favorite people in the scene. This match was so good. And it was everything I wanted it to be. There's so much to talk about. I'm going to splurge slightly. I'm not going to talk about everything. But there was a lot of banter in this match. Early on, Cody gets pushed around a lot by Mitch. Cody gets up and he just looks to the crowd and he goes, "Damn, that's a big boy."
And it's so weird because if you're at RCW, this is just reversed, isn't it? At RCW,
yeah, this is just the dynamics are just reversed, and it's an RCW match, but the dynamics are reversed. It's super cool. We get Mitch hits the earliest spindly bindley into a match I have ever seen. It's like about a third of the way in, and he only gets a 2 off of it. But then he immediately gets up, and a kid in the crowd goes, "Hey, Mitch, you suck!" And then he looks over and he says, "Hey, look, it's the Kirkland kid again," because he was jaw-jacking at this kid at every show he wrestled on that day. And he just kept talking about how he's just got secondhand clothes from Costco. Just kept calling him the Kirkland kid.
Hey, I will defend Kirkland brand. It's a good brand.
It's a solid brand. He was so funny. Every one of them like cracked me up. But the match does continue, and we get my favorite spot of the match. Mitch cinches Cody into the gut wrench position. He's going to do his gut wrench power bomb, but he just windmills him over and over again. I think he windmills him 10 times. He basically gave Cody a free KDays ride.
The Bolton Shake, I think, is known in New Japan. So, like, Bolton is known for doing that in New Japan too. Yeah. So
he does the Bolton Shake and he wins.
Oh, we should no. It's the Violent Shake here. It's Mitch's the Violent Shake.
There you go. He hits the Violent Shake and he does like 10 of these windmills before he hits down into a sit down power bomb.
Nice.
And it was my favorite spot on the match.
Nice.
The finish of the match, he hits that move that he hit at the 3rd anniversary show that we didn't really know what it was. It was the torture rack into like the sort of Emerald Flosion-esque like driver reverse cutter position. I did run into him at the end of the show, and I asked him, "Do you have a name for that move?" And he says, this is straight from the man himself. It is called the
Ultraviolence Driver.
The Ultraviolence Driver. Yes.
He messaged me about it after we did that one of those shows. Yeah. I forgot to tell you. Shit. I'm sorry.
Well, no, we're good. It is called the Ultraviolence Driver, and he hits the Ultraviolence Driver on Cody for 3 and picks up the big win. It's so hard to pick a favorite match on this show. This match was definitely the best worked match, and it's got my favorite people in it. So I kind of feel like I have to pick it as my favorite. But there's so much good on this show, and there's so much more to come. Like match number 2 with I'm sorry, it cracks me up every time I just see them superimposed in. We get a fatal four-way contest. We get the Lion Warrior Bobby Sharp versus Edward Wild III versus Ezzy Decibel versus, you're under arrest, Shabazz. It's Sheik Shabazz. Jacked and
He's
Juicy
jacked and
himself.
juicy. Yeah.
He was indeed jacked and juicy. He was wearing a nice gold suit. It was very dapper, very demure. It was very, very awesome looking. This match opens up with one of my favorite call and response from the crowd, from Shabazz, where he does the thing where he roasts everyone in the match and then immediately gets booed out of the building. He looks to each one of them and he looks to the crowd and he's like, okay, he points to Ezzy. Who came to see the Italian taxi driver? He's from Bucharest, Romania, I will have you know. And then he points to Edward. Who came to see Mrs. Lancelot? And then he points to Bobby, and this is my favorite one. Who came to see this wannabe Chippendale dancer? And then Bobby just starts shaking his hips. That was a great way to stop.
Bobby could do it. Bobby could do it.
Bobby absolutely could do it. It was such a great way to start the match. The match goes on, and it's very similar to the triple threat from from yesterday, where there's a lot of one-on-one. People change and switch to who's fighting who inside and outside. We get a very awesome. We get Sheik's signature, jacked and juicy. He says jacked and juicy, and he goes over the top ropes and hits that swanton.
Oh, the Eddie Guerrero senton, right?
Yes, the Eddie Guerrero senton for 2. It was very sick. Edward Wild hits his finisher. It's just a parade of finishers where Edward Wild hits his finisher, which is just a ripcord cutter. Ezzy hits his finisher, which is like a hangman's position cutter. Bobby hits the top rope frog splash. Everyone gets 2. Sheik is out of it, and we do get a little bit more of a beat up. Sheik gets back into control, and he throws Bobby and Ezzy out of the ring after they're, stunned. And then he gets onto Edward, and he picks him up, hits the jacked and juicy camel toss across the ring for the win. And this is the only post-match note I have. Post-match, Sheik looks out into the crowd and he sees a 5-year-old girl who's been beaking at him the entire show. She's been arguing with him the entire show, and he just looks at him and he's like, "How do you like that, little girl? Huh?" The little girl starts crying her eyes out.
Oh, it's so mean.
What a mean guy. So mean. It was so good though. This match was more fun because of the banter between the audience and the wrestlers than it was for the actual working. But it was still really well worked. And this was the last match. This is the 8th match that Edward specifically wrestled across both days. And you could tell, compared to the first match on that first pop-up where he botched like 4 or 5 times, to this one where he was crisp the entire way through, just very good. Again, most improved goes to Edward with a 2nd place to Scotty. We move on to match number 3, and this, again, it's just constant highlights on this show. We get our man, Othias Jones, getting his 2nd ever match, and this time against Weston. Yes, that's the right. Yeah. I'm so confused. I'm looking at the hands, and they're the wrong hands. But yes, Othias Jones gets to wrestle the guy who came out and was Weston King's heavy when he won the belt, Trent Hendricks. This was his first wrestling appearance in Edmonton. He did wrestle the One Slave Lake show because he is from Slave Lake. But as far as I can tell, this was his first actual wrestling appearance in Edmonton, in an actual match. So good for him. Let's see how he does. And he immediately makes an impact because he comes out. This is before the bell rings. He comes out and he just looks at Othias and he's like, "Yeah, come here. come here. And then Othias obliges, gets out, runs across the ramp, and he gets beaten down. He gets a few clubbing blows to the back, and then Tren picks him up, pulls him up into a powerbomb position, runs down the ramp all the way, and then just power bombs Othias into the middle of the ring.
And like, was the ramp at the same height as the ring?
Yes, it was the same height. So he threw him over the top rope.
Holy crap.
So yeah, like, and if you'll find clips of this on Instagram and like online. This was one of the coolest spots of the shows. It was so awesome. Like them the strength of this guy, and he was jacked. He just picks up Othias like it was nothing, runs full pelt down the ramp, and just yeets him into the ring. And this match really, Othias does get a few comeback spots. He hits his really nice looking, his twisting neck breaker, which I think is smooth and awesome. He hits his his elbow off the top rope. Really cool looking. He does manage to hit his code breaker. Good for him. But it doesn't really do much. He does get a 2 off of it. But eventually Tren, the strength is too much for Othias, and he hits the amazing looking choke bomb onto Othias. It's like the Bubba Bomb for the big 3, and a dominant win in less than 10 minutes. Othias did put up a very strong offense, but Tren's power was just too much for him today. I'm really interested to see where Tren goes. Yeah, right. It was very good. We move on to match number.
I look forward to hope we get to see him on the next Edmonton show.
I certainly hope we get to see him on the 22nd as well, because I think he deserves a spot now. Especially also Othias, but also Tren. Yeah. We move on to match number 4, which is the tag team contest of the night. We get the return of El Fisters, Dean Richter, Real Talk Dean Richter, and El Lobo, Canadian legend, God of Thunder, and a lot of other $5 words, Andy Anderson, taking on the team of Omen Gabriel Lestat and Big Jesse Youngblood. Honestly, this for me, it wasn't as entertaining as the tag match on the previous day. If there's one thing, Omen, Jesse, if there's one thing all 4 of these guys are, it's entertaining. I think it was just that I was blinded by the fact that 2 of my favorite people were wrestling in the tag match on the previous day, which them being Cody and Othias. This match was really good, though. Let's see what we have. We get let's see here. The main story of the match is the heels are wily and wise. They continue to obfuscate the faces' tags. So every time they go to tag, Andy will whine about something to the ref so that the ref doesn't see it or whatever, and just consistently keep Omen inside so that Jesse can't really do anything. It's a very old school style of match, and
I know what you mean by that.
Yeah. It was fine. It was interesting at least they made it interesting because, Andy and Dean are very good at jaw jacking and very good at making the crowd hate them. So I think it has an advantage on certain other types of matches. We do get eventually the big hot tag. Jesse makes the hot tag and gets to throw. I wrote here, Jesse makes the hot tag and then throws Dean around like a sack of fists. He just like yeets Dean around the ring, and it just like suplexes, slams. He throws this guy around for a while, but it eventually bogs back down into another heels beating everyone down. We eventually get another hot tag where Omen gets the hot tag. Omen gets the tarantula. And then we get the finish where Jess hits his spear, and Omen hits Destino, and Jesse hits the spear on Andy. They both roll out of the ring. Omen hits Destino on Dean and gets to pin Dean for the win.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm so sorry about my English today. But yeah,
it's a lot of talking when you're talking about it all because you saw it all. It's a lot.
Yeah. This match again wasn't as entertaining as the previous day's tag match. It bogged down in the middle third, but I think they did win the crowd back in the back half of the match. So I think it was pretty good. And I heard a lot of people talking about if Top Talent ever had tag belts, they really would like to see Gabriel and Jesse hold the tag belts.
Elf Fisters for the tag champs.
That would be I think that would be a great tag team to start the division off. Like, you got to work into it. But we move on to match number 5, which again, for the Top Talent Championship, we get the King of Top Talent, Weston King, versus Harlan Abbott versus, at least they add Krieger in this time. They gave Krieger a shot, and I think that is very good of Weston to give a man like Krieger a shot, because he really does deserve it. He's been earning his stripes, as it were. This match, it felt very similar to yesterday's affair with Weston and Harlan. The good news is Krieger was there to spice things up. The first note I have is that Weston is in blue. I was like, he kind of looks like Crude Oil Cody Mack if he became a fat Vegas Elvis.
Oh, that's just mean to Weston.
Ooh. I'm like, I'm sorry, Weston. You know I love you, but like,
so you're saying King looks like a fat Vegas Elvis, is what you're saying?
No, he looks like a regular Vegas Elvis. Fat Vegas Elvises are even fatter than Weston.
That's just mean. That's just all kinds of shades thrown at you guys. You're not wearing your shirt anymore. Man,
yeah, he was really giving me hell. I'm making no friends as we record this podcast. I am realizing I don't want to fight people. I'm just making jokes.
Gussie might show up at your door ready to hit you with his crutch.
I really hope that people understand these are just jokes. So this match does eventually get back up. We get the Weston hits a beautiful. He picks Harlan up into a torture rack position, and then he sort of like rolls Harlan up and over his head and sits him down into a backbreaker, where it's sort of like, he rolls him over and just drops his back on his knee like Nightfall.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a cool looking move. We get Weston hitting a Bam Bam Bigelow-esque moonsault. Just the way he twists in the air, it really reminded me of Bam Bam. There was a lot of ECW sort of callbacks on these shows. I don't know if it was just the mood I was in. It just was very like that. Krieger hits the Impaler DDT on Weston and is literally centimeters away from winning the Top Talent belt. But unfortunately, he comes just a little short. Harlan comes in, hits a super kick, hits a super kick on Krieger. Krieger is out cold. He goes for the pin on Krieger, but Weston slides in and cinches Harlan into a crucifix pinning predicament, a la WrestleMania 35 main event, and gets the 3 for the win and the retention of his belt. So, and again, this time, Gussie was also not here. So for 2 nights in a row, Weston has proven that he does not need Gussie's help to win big matches. I think that people really need to understand that Weston is a serious contender in terms of being a champion. I'm so sorry for my jokes, Weston.
He might still be okay with you if you buy another shirt.
I'm sure he will. I think most people will be okay if I give them money.
You need to buy another shirt.
I just want to help Gussie afford his medical bills. That's all I want. That poor guy did not deserve the injury he got.
No. You don't give Gussie money. You give him bags of cans.
Damn, I do have a lot of cans saved up. Remind me of that when the 22nd rolls around. We move on to match number 6 of the night. This was the 30th match overall across both days, and this was the Hellion Ava Lawless versus Relentless Riley Rose. This match didn't have a huge amount to talk about. Not to say it was bad, but it was just very by the numbers for both of these ladies. Weird thing, Ava was face tonight, which it doesn't sound weird, but she worked as a heel the previous night when she was wrestling Shotzi, which I think is fair.
Yeah, because Ava's usually a good guy.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're facing off against someone like Shotzi, kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense that she.
Plus, you can't really be a badder lady than Riley Rose right now, because Riley is really the probably top female heel and top talent right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially now that since Peyton's been injured for a while, she's definitely the one to watch for that. Let's see what I have. Ava was in a really Hardy Boys mood tonight, I think. I think she just picked up a couple of things from Shotzi with the whole...
Ava's always in a Hardy Boys mood.
Yeah, so she hits a side effect to Riley. That was I love me a good side effect. V1 was my favorite version of Matt Hardy. So that was all me. That was all my jam. Then she immediately after hits a twist of fate onto Riley. This is where I point out that Ava's in a really Hardy's mood. We get Ava hitting a running headbutt into a sort of picks Riley up into a backpack position with her neck.
For a backpack stunner, yeah.
Yeah, her backpack stunner. She hits her backpack stunner. That's cool. And then the big finish of the match, Riley tries to mount back some more offense, but Ava manages to power out of her big move. I forget what her big move is, but she powers out of it, manages to cinch Ava up and over her back and hits a gory special for the win.
Nice.
It was kind of a squash match for Ava a little bit. I don't know if she just wanted to she had to prove that just because she lost to Shotzi the night before that she's still on top of the top talent women's division. I don't know. I think she was just a bit of she had a chip on her shoulder, but she basically steamrolled Riley tonight with very limited offense back from Riley. It was a great match, though. But we have finally made it. It is the main event of day 2 of SLAMFEST. It is Kid Chocolate, Mo Jabari, versus former WWE Champion, former PWA Tag Champion, from my understanding.
The guy who kicked a ladder into my knee.
He still remembers, Raj. It is the Maharaja, Raj Dehsi, formerly known as Jinder Mahal.
Formerly known as Tiger Singh.
Tiger Singh as well.
Yeah.
First thing I noted, Maharaja is here. He is completely unhindered, and he looks so happy. He was super happy to be there, and it just felt good. It felt like he wasn't bogged down by anything. He wasn't weighed down by any sort of like pressure. He just seemed positive, and it was really, really awesome.
He just got married too a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he did, and he
like with Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre and them, and next I saw one with Mo with all those guys at the wedding. So yeah,
it was super awesome to see all that. But as soon as he got into the ring, he got very intense, and this leads to the story of the match where he continually hits Mo with brutal moves, brutal chops, brutal strikes, beats him down, and then leaves Mo like fucking crawling in the ring, like in immense pain. And then he'll just look to the crowd and he'll just be like, "Let's give it up for Mo Jabari. Let's give it up for him." And he did this like 5 times throughout the match. And it just got to the point where I was dying the whole time. Yeah, so Mo tries to rally back with some brutal kicks to Raj's knees, but Raj just continues to overpower him with offense. There's a point where Raj pulls Mo to the outside and starts chopping him on the railing with the crowd, moshing around him. There's one point where he gets someone from the audience to hold Mo down on the railing, and then he chops him a few times, and then he immediately looks at the crowd and he looks at the ref and he's like, no, it's fine. That's my uncle. It's perfectly fine. That's my family. He's allowed to do that.
That's pretty funny.
That was very funny. It continues to be a one-sided affair for a while, but Mo does manage to rally a comeback. He hits a really nice flying missile drop kick to recover, but Raj does eventually come back with an AA for 2. So cool. He's taken a lot of things from his time in WWE, as it seems. Mo does lock in the sharpshooter towards the end. Raj does eventually make it to the ropes after about a minute and a half, but it doesn't seem to do that much damage because Raj, not immediately, but very quickly gets back up, rallies back, and hits the Kalash after breaking out of the sharpshooter. 1, 2, 3. The Maharaja wins the big match. Very good. Very, very good. It was a very strong finish to the night. And the crowd were moshing around, and Raj, very nice. He didn't really talk to a lot of people, but he did take pictures and sign things for everyone that was standing at ringside. He was very professional. He even took a picture with me, and then I did his little hand signal thing from his original run, and he's like, "Oh, sick, old school. I really love that." I'm like, that was awesome. Yeah,
I still remember him from his days in a tag team with
Gamma, right?
Gamma Jr. when they were tagging back in PWA way back in the day. I still remember him from then. So,
I mean, you clearly remember he kicked the ladder into your knee.
Well, that was in 2015, but that was after his first run. It was after his first WWE run.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. So, my thoughts on both days. Overall, really well wrestled, really well worked. The crowd interaction and the banter was super fun. It was such a fun experience, and it was all free. You didn't have to pay anything extra. It was all with the price of general admission. So absolutely would recommend. And if I really do hope they do it again next year because it was peak. And I will absolutely come and watch all the shows again. Am I exhausted? Was I exhausted after that 8th show? Absolutely. Was I a little delirious? Heck yes. Did I enjoy it? Abso-friggin-lutely. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. So, boys at Top Talent, you did a good job. Here's to hoping you do it again next year.
But with that being said, we've come to the end of another episode of the Pop Spot. And where can they find you, sir?
Okay, so I just realized I forgot to give you something, but that's fine. I'll give you the link to put in the description after. So first, where you can find me.
What did I do wrong?
You did nothing wrong. I did it wrong because I forgot. You can find me on the Blue Sky at awscomedy.bluesky.social. You can find me on the Instagrams at awscomedyeg. And if you want to watch me do some fun reviewing of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and beyond with a couple of my really good friends, Doif and Humanoid Freak, you can find me at the Morphomania Podcast on Humanoid Freak's YouTube channel, youtube.com/@HumanoidFreak2515. Now, I do want to get a little serious with this point. So some of you may know that I do a lot of stand-up and a lot of improv outside of this whole lovely Pop Spot thing. And a lot of the improv I do is at a theater called the Grindstone Theater. It's a bistro and comedy theater on White Ave, or just off of White Ave. They've been running into some financial troubles lately. They don't really have a lot of their shows haven't been making a lot of ticket sales, and they're a subsidized theater space that is literally there so that people like me can have a space to perform their shows. They're having a lot of financial issues, so they're currently running a Save the Grindstone donation fundraising campaign on their website to raise enough funds. Their current goal is $40,000 by the end of August, I believe. And currently, I can actually look this up real quick. Just give me a second. It'll be very quick. I can just literally pull it up.
I've got it right here.
Yeah.
Right now they're at $11,750.
Out of 40,000, that's just within about a week and a half. So I'm very blessed for the support we've gotten so far. If you can, and if you're watching this and you have the ability to donate as little as $5, as little as $1, anything helps. Please go to grindstonetheater.ca/donate. There's an option to donate monthly if you're available to and you're inclined and you are willing to. There's also the ability to donate one time, yearly, and you can donate as little as $5. You can donate as little as $1 on that website. There is another option. Anything helps. And speaking seriously, these people that run the Grindstone and these people that I do improv with at the Grindstone are like family to me. And nothing would make me happier than this campaign not only succeeding, but beating its expectations and us still having the ability to perform in this wonderful space. So, yes, there we go. Perfect. I was going to get you to do that. Please go to this link and donate if you have the ability to. If you don't, just share the link to anyone that you think is willing to donate. Even that
it will be linked down below. I'll have it linked, the link in the chat down below, and it'll be in all our videos going forward for the next little while. So please go
while the campaign is running.
Below
there's also a big fundraising show going on August 9th at the Grindstone. You can find tickets for that on the Grindstone Theater website as well. The time, I believe it'll be at 7. Let me just quickly look that up.
That could work for me.
Grindstone Theater, where's the calendar? August 9th. Hello. Oh, that's the Orange Hub. Here's the Grindstone Theater. August 9th. Grindstone fundraiser show. It is Saturday, August 9th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You enter by donation. You can enter for as little as a $25 donation plus fees. $27.86 is the minimum price for a ticket. Again, this is a donation for the theater space. If you can make it, we would really appreciate it. We would really appreciate any donation you can make at this time. It's very important to me. So please do donate if you can. That's all the time I'm going to take from this. I appreciate you giving me this time. Where can they find you, my friend?
You can find me on the X and Blue Sky at that Canada, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at that Canada dude. You can also find me over on our local establishment where I do the show Point of View every Sunday, where you can see me hanging out with my boys Bobby Munson, Mark Talks Wrestling, and Old Ed when he returns at the end of the summer. You can also find me over there doing Marvel Talk, which this show comes out on. We're recording it Friday, but it will be coming on Sunday. This same day, at some point, myself and Old Ed and the Empress of OLE, Peggy, the three of us will be on there talking fantastic 4 first steps, which I saw on Thursday night. So,
oh my God. Malcolm was talking to me about that last night. Oh, he thought it was perfect. It was everything he wanted from that movie and more. So I'm really excited to watch this show tomorrow. Or Sunday.
Yeah. So check that out on Sunday over on our local establishment and all the other stuff I do over there. But you can mainly find me right here on Backbreaker Video doing the pop stop with my boy AWS. You can find us here on youtube.com/@backbreakervideo. You can also see all the other great stuff Mike does live over at twitch.tv/MikeTheRef, where he's playing games, doing the AEW watch launch. Check him out over there. And if you want to replay all his great gaming content, go to youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. You can find all the great stuff he does there. And one more shout out to the people of Top Talent Pro Wrestling. Check out all the great information. Get their you can get tickets links to tickets and find out all the great information there over at toptalentwrestling.com. And if you do want to become a professional wrestler, it's all the information is over there to join them.
Yeah, their next show, August 22nd, by the way, featuring Danhausen and former TNA champion and former also works NXT from time to time, Mike Santana.
He's never been TNA champion. Not yet.
He's never been TNA. Okay, well, I'm wrong.
Not yet.
Not yet. Give it time. Give it Victory Road. Victory Road.
Glory.
It's going to happen.
I think it's going to be Bound for Glory. But
probably going to be Bound for Glory. But can I get a pop for that? So that's going to bring us to the end of this episode of The Pop Spot. This has been my friend and co-host Andre C. I am AWS. Thank you so much for watching. And as I always say, until next time, stay poppin'. Bye-bye.